I don't know if it'll be troops on the ground. We have 900 there. We could add more troops, but primarily assets that can take care of those individuals and make sure that we have all the force protection that we need, because they could easily take an opportunity to start attacking our positions with all the
Right.
chaos that's currently undergoing in the transformational government that's going on in Damascus. So I think
Right.
that'll be the near term. The long term will be whether when President Trump comes in again, he's going to look at reducing force presence there, whether his team will, and I know his team coming in, will really push to really understand the consequences of a full withdrawal of U.S. forces in Syria right now might
Right.
be catastrophic, not only to, the enduring defeat of ISIS, but our standing and our influence in the region, which is
Right.
obviously something that we want to maintain.
Mick Mulroy with us, the former Assistant Secretary of Defense. Out on YouTube, folks, Pistol Pete, thank you so much. He calls it Libya 2.0, hearkening to the Libyan Civil War 2014 to the beginning of the century. Mick Mulroy, Russia doesn't care about that. They're expanding airfields in Libya. All of a sudden, they have to get the map out and remember Tobruk of World War II. Is Putin just basically going to move from Syria over to a friendly Libya?
That's an opportunity, of course. He wants to find out whether he can keep the current warm weather port at Tartus. He also has an air base he utilizes at Latakia. I think he thinks he can still negotiate
Really?
with whatever government's coming in to maintain that. I don't know if that's the case. I think we really need to push on our NATO ally Turkey and to the influence they have to ensure that this is a sound strategic defeat for Russia, which means they're out
Right.
of Syria, except for like diplomatic
Right.
efforts.
I gotta,
But that's to be determined.
I got to squeeze this in. Has the American tone on the Levant, did it forever change with that horrific bombing during the time of President Reagan in Lebanon?
So it certainly was an inflection point when it comes to the U.S.'s view of that part of the world. Of course, hundreds of individuals, U.S. Marines primarily, were killed. The embassy was attacked. Many were killed there. And that, of course, was done by Hezbollah, who up until the time of 9/11 was the terrorist organization most responsible for killing Americans because of primarily the event you just referenced. But that was an inflection point of how we view ourselves in the Middle East, how we view ourselves as mediators in the all the conflicts that happen there, and as we're viewed by the people that are there. So I think that is a very important point and part of history.